I don't think it's justified.
Are you sure?
No, I don't.
Most people say it is.
I don't think it's justified.
Do you eat animals?
I do, but I wish I didn't.
Right. Well, so that's why I'm here.
She used to be vegetarian.
Okay.
But it tastes good.
Are you vegetarian or vegan?
No, I'm not really a veggie. I don't eat meat.
I can't
Okay.
say I'm a veggie, but I do eat very little meat.
Right. But how do you justify it to yourself when you don't need to? That's the
don't.
question I'm asking.
I
So
don't.
can it be justified
No, I'm like, oh shit, I'm eating an animal right now. It just feels like shit.
when you can just eat something else or wear something else? That's the
but it's
question
just
I'm
like-
asking. I get it. I'm not judging you, by the way.
No, I think it's like, whenever it's like what you've always had and always seen, it's hard to get. It's like habits. That's the
It's
most-
four things, I think. It's habit, tradition, convenience, and taste. It's what you've always known, but I grew up with it as well until I was 19, and then I abstained from eating all animal products. I'm 56 now.
Oh, completely vegan.
I'm vegan and I'm an animal rights activist, so I go into farms and slaughterhouses and do safe vigils and all sorts of stuff. So I've seen it, and I've seen it all,
Yeah.
and I don't think it can be justified in any
Yeah,
way.
it is terrible.
No, we both study like environmental sustainability stuff.
So you know how bad animal agriculture is to the environment as well. Yeah, it's the number one driver of climate change, species extinction, what else? Eutrophication, ocean dead zones, all those things. Like, it's crazy. And we don't need to do it.
Yeah.
You know, you might know this, there was a study done by a guy called Joseph Poor, Oxford University, peer-reviewed. It was in the Science Journal, and he studied 40,000 farms over 2 years, and he basically said animal agriculture is an absolute disaster for all the reasons that I mentioned, and he is now vegan. He's not an animal rights activist like me, but he's now vegan because he was like, I can see the destruction in the animal agriculture. He said that we can have 70% less land use, still grow enough crops for everybody on the planet to eat.
Yeah, actually.
You know, we could rewild all that ground. You know, it's
We
absolutely
learned all
mental.
about that in fucking uni shit, but I didn't pass, so I don't know.
Whereabouts are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm from Glenavy.
Okay, where are you from?
Belfast West.
So Glenavy's more in the countryside.
Yeah.
So if you drive into the countryside now, all you see are green fields of silage. There's virtually no crops.
No crops, yeah.
No crops.
Just fucking
Silage for sheep and cows. So we have cut down all the trees. We couldn't do any crops. There's virtually no birds. There's like no insects or anything.
Yeah.
There's just fields full of grass for cows and sheep.
Yeah, it's all
You know,
just out there. It's just all for property. None of it's for like any sort of establishment of like
So
animals or nothing.
if you look at it from a health point of view, from the animals' point of view, and from the environment and the planet,
Definitely would be better for everybody. If
Sure.
they didn't
including the
eat
animals
meat.
as well.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Get it? Have to stop that.
But I love a steak. That's why I don't say I'm vegetarian.
Right, so let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, right? So you can buy alternatives for everything.
Meat.
Right, well, I don't even eat
freaks
fake
me out
meat.
as well.
I just, when I'm
Like
making
the
a stew or a curry or spaghetti, I will
vegetable
generally
chickpeas.
use chickpeas,
Chickpeas are so
lentils, sweet potatoes. I just do that way. Don't-
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, right, here's the question. Say you're making a curry, right? You love a steak,
Yeah.
right? You can replace it with something else,
Like,
Not this.
right? But what do you value more?
No, like I agree.
Slight
but,
taste difference,
I know.
or an animal
No, I agree,
being
like-
shot in the head and having their throat
Yeah.
cut?
Nobody-
What's
yeah,
more
it is
valuable to you when you think about it that way?
I do agree, but like, you know, it's only a rare time I do eat a steak.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I know you think I'm calling you out. I'm
No,
not.
I
I'm,
don't
I'm
care. Like,
trying to
people
genuinely get people to think. If you think kicking a
Yeah.
dog is bad, there's no justification for that. There's also no justification for kicking or for stabbing a cow in the throat,
Yeah.
other than taste pleasure. And I don't think that's a good enough reason. If we lived like with that, well, I could say, well, I raped somebody, but I enjoyed it, so
Yeah.
therefore it's justified. It's not okay to take somebody's
Yeah,
life
it
away.
sounds much more fucked
Yeah.
up when you say it like
But that
that.
is what you're virtually saying. Do you
Yeah,
understand? So it's not okay for me to harm somebody else because I'm getting pleasure from it when I could just not do it and do something else instead.
Can you verify something for me? So
Yes.
I live in Dublin, right? And there was a big billboard saying that male chickens are killed in the egg industry as soon as they're born. But why don't they just?
So
why don't they? Just
So there's
like-
two different types of chicken:
Yeah.
egg-laying hens and generally Cornish cross for meat.
Yeah.
And they're much heavier birds.
Oh, they're like the big fat chickens.
stocky legs
Yeah.
and big breasts on them because they're bred to be that way. The ones we use for eggs, they're bred to produce, well, an egg's a chicken's period, you probably know that. So they should about 12 or 14 a year. The hens that we have mass produced now, they lay about 330, 340 eggs in a year. It's really hard on them. So the male chicks in the egg industry are a waste product. So they come down a conveyor belt, they're hatched in their thousands. They come down a conveyor belt and a worker will pick them up. They're slightly different colours. The males are a little darker.
Okay.
They throw the females on one conveyor belt and they go around and have their beaks clipped and they'll go into a free range farm. Yeah.
Really?
Because they're living in confinement, so they wouldn't generally fight with each other, but they cut their beaks off because they will fight. If you were in an elevator with 10 people, you'd probably end up
probably fight anyone
killing somebody in a couple of days. The males go down in another conveyor belt. This is standard practice, RSPCA approved. They just dispose of them.
But why do they not use them for meat as well?
Some people, so they'll shred them up in a macerator. It's like a blender, like you make a smoothie in. Some are drowned, some are gassed, some are just suffocated. They just put them in a bin liner and just tie it closed.
That's crazy. When I saw that billboard, I was like, what?
And I'll tell you an even worse one. Do you know the dairy industry works the same way?
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Dairy industry? Because only the females give milk, yeah?
So where do you think all the baby boys go?
Oh.
I'm going to show you a thing that was on TV on Monday night. You can watch it. No, it's nothing graphic. No. I would not.
Seagull dropped from the fucking sky. I
So the dairy herd in Ireland is huge, right?
Yeah.
So just read that there paragraph.
I'm really slow at reading.
Well, you're okay. It's funny. This is on RTE on Monday night.
Really?
500,000.
Really? That much?
Every year.
Really?
So one of three things will happen to them. Again, the Frisians, the black and white cows that we have here for milk, they don't give good meat. So they're not using the meat industry. They're used for cheap meat products.
Friesland?
No, Frisians, I don't even know where they check. There's Frisians, there's red Holsteins, Frisians, and red. I can't think of the other word. We generally have Frisians here, the black and white.
So, but like he really loves it.
A dairy herd here is all females, and the only reason they produce milk is because when's the only time you would produce milk?
If we have a baby, you're lactating.
There you go. So the farmers forcibly impregnate them once a year.
Is that the only time they do that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes
Just watch
sense.
yourself there.
That does make
That
sense.
makes sense. I never thought.
Well, see, I
of that.
thought I was a dumbass the first day I found that out.
Yeah, no,
because
I
I just
think-
thought they produce milk. Cows are mums, like a human mum.
So
Pregnant
they just
9 months.
The milk on the babies.
Yeah, pregnant 9 months. As soon as the babies are born, they take them away because they don't want the babies to drink the milk. They give them a replacement.
Yeah, like a supplement.
The females are grown until they're old enough to be made pregnant, and they go into the industry. 5 or 6 pregnancies, at which time their milk production drops and they're sent off to the slaughterhouse. They can live to 30 years old. Now that's exploitation of females. Whether you see female animals or female humans, it's not right to make somebody forcibly impregnate them and take their child abduction.
Yeah.
The mums are really badly. I used to live in the countryside and was a little baby boy, and when I was 5 I said to my mum, why are those cows bellowing every night after night every night?
Like crying?
Yeah, they cry for their babies the way you would cry for your baby if you had a baby too.
Yeah.
And the baby boys are disposed of. So 3 or 4 things can happen. A lot of farmers will kill them on the day they're born.
Really?
Shot to the head, or some won't even spend the money on a
there's
book.
some other use for them.
No, well, I'm going to tell you the other uses, but some of them put them on the ground and hit them over the head with a spade or a shovel. Right? That's brutal. Some of them are sold into the veal industry.
Having a good day.
Yeah, I'm spoiling your day. So some of them are sold into the veal industry and they're shipped off to Belgium and the Netherlands because we're not allowed veal pens here. They go into a pen, chain around their neck, which they'll stand in darkness for 16 or 18 weeks. After that,
Surely their meat would be nicer if you actually were nice to them.
veal's a delicacy, so they don't want red blood cells to develop. And it's sold in restaurants. It's a really expensive product. So those wee baby calves stand in dark pens with a chain around their neck, can't even lie down for 16 or 18 weeks, can't move around, like it's a pen the size of them.
I've seen all these big like lorries go in the countryside and have a big thing.
So that's another one. And the other thing we're doing now is they've discovered in Ireland, because there's 500,000 baby boys every year, let's sell them. So they put them in ships down in Cork and send them off to North African countries now, Algeria, Libya, places like that. Now, I hate what happens here to animals. It's absolutely disgusting. But it's worse there. Now, I can't justify it either. But those wee baby boys, they're sent off at 10 days old, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. That is mad.
That makes me want to cry. So I go to Ballymena Market on a Friday morning, and it's drop calf market on a Friday morning, and it's a day specifically for the baby boys in the dairy industry. And they come in there, wee totes, I swear to God, the most gentle wee souls in the world.
Cows are cute.
Like that. Cows are my favourite animals.
Really? Cows are unreal.
I agree.
They're cute. And
I can't justify that when I can just drink oat milk or soya milk or coconut milk instead.
Great as well. Oat milk is so nice.
Oat milk, it's got a wee bit
Yes.
So good.
Yeah,
It's good in coffee. I take coconut milk in my cereal and oat milk in my coffee, but soya milk, like there's hazelnut milk, almond milk, hemp milk, pea milk, there's like...
But
see, the only bit that can't get me past being full vegetarian is a steak with
vegan.
pepper
You need to go
sauce.
full vegan because you cannot buy... If you're going to...
Eggs and
I guess,
dairy and
like,
shit,
I do eat vegan as well, because most places, like, they don't do vegetarian, it's like all vegan. But
I get that you're used to it, but you do find really, really good alternatives. You can... I've seen steak made out of mushrooms, and that sounds terrible.
I think there is.
Some stuff can taste
is
incredible.
it the same taste?
But is
I guess, but am I
I think
looking
it's
for the same
I think
taste?
it's
Am I looking
mainly-
for a nicer taste?
I think it's mainly texture. Whenever it comes to meat, you can.
I get it.
I don't know, I
get
can't
it.
hold that shit because
you
I'm
can make
afraid of
any
it.
you can make any taste.
Don't be afraid of it. It's okay, so I get it, you've eaten and you love steak and stuff, but every time you go to buy the product, I ask people to think about it from the victim's perspective. That's how you look at
And I
it.
do think of it, and I freak out. But that's why I get mine's really well done, so it doesn't look like meat. It looks like a bit of cardboard, you know.
I've never had a steak in my life, by the way.
Really?
Never ever.
What made me was
I gave up milk. I gave up milk. No, I wouldn't. I gave up milk at 5, but I gave up pork at 7.
Was it?
I told my mum
family as well.
your parents
Was your family? Yeah.
No.
because I was going to say if you live in the countryside, then.
I mean, I'm 56. I'm talking the 1970s.
Wait, where did you grow up?
Ballymena. So I was originally from a place called Craigie Warren, which is a wee nook in the middle of the countryside. So the cow thing really upset me when I heard them crying. I stopped drinking milk, and then I gave up pork, and then I gave up red meat at 10 because I seen a cow escape from a slaughterhouse and being chased and dragged back by van and chains, and that really upset me. So I gave up red meat, but I was still eating chicken and wearing leather and stuff up until I was. You know, I even wore leather after.
How do you feel about second-hand leather? Like, would you?
Personally, I wouldn't wear it.
Because
the moral of it.
Because it just doesn't feel right, or because you genuinely it will go.
So some vegans do wear second-hand leather because you're not doing really any more harm. The harm has been done. I don't wear it for 2 reasons. Number one, I think I would be promoting animal skin as a fashion product. And number 2, the first thing people do to me when I'm having interviews in the street, because I do this all the time, is go, "Oh, you're wearing leather shoes." So I wear these now.
In case you didn't know.
Super dry.
Are more expensive.
I know they are. They're a lot bit more.
Surely it's less expensive to get a load of
They're
plastic.
probably making less.
It's vegan. They're like, oh, it's vegan. Let me just add 50 quid to the price.
Yeah, I have a pair actually. They're quite good.
Yeah,
But,
same.
are they? You know, in that situation, I'm prepared to pay a little bit more if I'm not wearing somebody's skin, which I think is, to me, is kind of sick.
guess.
Wearing it's somebody's skin. It's not leather.
it is
We just
that.
call it leather. But have you seen what they go through to even have their skin? Like, it's freaking sick. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one more thing. Just I want to really spoil your day. Do you know what we do to pigs in this country when they go to a slaughterhouse?
Kill them?
Yeah, but how? Yeah, but how?
Oh, fuck, I don't even want to imagine.
We put them in gas chambers.
Oh no. And then they probably all oink when they're dying. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can if you
To be
want.
fair, pig's the one I like the least. Like pig, I won't
Pig
eat.
meat?
The
But
only
they are the
genuinely-
smartest, would you believe?
This is really fucked, but yeah, pigs have really close DNA to humans.
Really?
They're like the closest animal in DNA.
Pigs are the 4th smartest animal. Humans, dolphins and whales.
Also, that's fucked. Why do we just say humans? That's because it's all we know.
Well, we are animals.
I know, but I say they're
Ravens are number 3, or corvids, super smart, and then pigs, dogs are like 8th or 9th.
Yeah.
So you see when pigs arrive at a slaughterhouse and they hear the screaming inside, and I believe me, it is screaming of the pigs being gassed. They are fucking terrified. I've stood and listened to it and stood beside them and fed them water and give them, it sounds stupid, it's a save vigil, so they stop the trucks and you spend some time with them. It's the only love they've ever had. At 6 months old, they're forced inside, they stand on a line and they're put into a cage and dropped down into a gas chamber. It's horrific. And you know it's the worst thing of all, and it nearly makes me cry talking about it. You see the ones outside standing listening to their family and friends being gassed. They're freaking terrified. And it makes me want to cry.
I
It's
feel
so
like
bad.
if most people saw it, they probably wouldn't eat meat anymore.
I swear to God, if I could bottle up what I have seen in a pig slaughterhouse and somehow give that to people in a bottle and say, here, experience this for just a
They
minute.
definitely wouldn't. It's not worth it.
Some people would, they're psychopaths. But, you know, when you think of that when you're buying the product,
Yeah.
that's not worth it. And they tell us that's the most humane way. Well, I would challenge anybody to go on YouTube and look up gassing of pigs.
How would that be the most humane way?
What is the humane way?
to kill someone?
I guess.
Like anything? If you wouldn't.
But can
How's
you
it
not-
humane
can
when
you not
we're
eat,
humans and we
really
wouldn't kill a
old
human?
meat
like
or
that?
something?
The word humane,
It'd be bad for you.
the word humane, slaughter, are the two, that's an oxymoron. Humane means benevolence. It means to care for somebody, show kindness.
opposites or something?
What does the word slaughter mean? To kill somebody in a violent fashion.
Exactly.
Do you know what that's for? The consumer. Because it makes people feel better
Yeah.
about something really heinous.
It's better to be like.
It means nothing to the animals.
Yeah.
Stabbed, gassed, electrocuted, shot in the head. What's humane about any of that? The way to judge if something's humane is if you'd like it done to you.
Yeah.
So would you like any of those things done to you?
I'm
Or
pretty
your
happy on a
dog? Or,
Friday.
I don't.
yeah, well, I get that way too.
I'll be going. Take me to the slaughterhouse.
Girls, can I give you a card before you go?
Yeah, sure.
You've been great.
Thank you. We love the environment.
I love the environment. I love the environment. And
But
I,
I don't learn the same things as you though.
I love the environment and I love animals too. So
Wait, is this for
Do you
YouTube?
want a hand?
yeah, I do YouTube.
What's your chat? Oh, it's going to be on the card, I guess.
One new card, one old card. I've only one new one left. Who wants the new
We
one?
can just take one.
We'll take.
We can just
No,
take one.
these are
Save
last.
the environment.
We'll take this one then.
Okay.
So my YouTube is at the bottom. There's dozens of interviews on there. But see, I'm going to ask you to watch one thing. See the one where your thumbnail is?
Oh, yeah.
Best speech.
Free to watch on YouTube. It's a 40-minute speech.
We're having a party tonight, and I'm gonna stick this on. I'm
guy,
being serious.
I swear to God, I don't watch speeches on YouTube. That guy just drops nukes from 2 minutes in, and I went vegan overnight after listening. That guy is literally the best speech you'll ever hear in your life. He's unbelievable. So if I've given you something to think about, maybe,
perfect.
even if you don't watch it tonight, watch it sometime when you're at home. It's 40
I'll watch it
minutes.
when I come home from Limelight.
And if you genuinely care about the environment and animals, that guy will give you enough truths that you'll maybe
100%.
thinking
We'll
about.
definitely check it out.
They can bear
You have a
trust.
lovely
Thank you very
day.
You too.
man.
Thanks for
Thank you.
stopping.
See you later.